Now, going back to when you said you had to just figure out how to get to number one, right? In the early days. What was your thought process in figuring that out?
The thought process was I literally have realtors who are calling in and asking for advice. So I have 1,000 guinea pigs. There was this one lady, and she would call in at 2:15 every Tuesday, and we'd chat and we'd go over what I would tell her to do next. And so I'd be like, okay, well, I read this week that it's your H1s are important, your headers are important. So let's go in and change those today. And then a week goes by, like, did anything change? Yeah, it kind of changed. And then, I read that you need a specific service page for this particular city. So why don't you work on writing it up? And so kind of incremental, but multiply that by 10 or 20 people regularly calling in and, hey, I think let's try writing some more content. This one guy, he came in, is super angry because his rankings were gone. I'm like, okay, what did you last do? Well, I added 200 pages with white text on a white background that said Yorba Linda Real Estate. I'm like, no, why? because that's what his literal cousin, his cousin literally told him that's how you rank for these terms. Like, okay, well, there's definitely bad things to try, and content's not always content. And one guy came to us and he said, I found this content spinning tool, and I can, it takes one word and it'll change Yorba Linda Real Estate to, Pomona. And I can redo all of my content pages and not have to do as much work. I'm like, okay. And so he's like doing that. And another person, like, I hired somebody to write a page for all of these individual cities we wanted to target. So kind of seeing the A/B test of early spun content versus early actually written authority, somebody who lived in that city. There's a big difference between, and we're seeing that again, redux, what is old shall be new and what is new shall be old. Paisley's coming back and spun content's come back. We just call it AI. It's not AI. Data from enterprise hasn't beamed down and actually, written unique quality content. No, it's a language learning model, and it's regurgitating its learning set onto the page in a way that seems like it's mostly good-ish, probably, until you start to fact check, until you start to realize, okay, this is an older data set. Because I went heavy into ChatGPT and try to figure out, okay, how much money can I save by changing my, adding an extra principal payment to my car? And it seemed logical, like how it spun up the math and went through it. And then I did it 3 times and it gave me 3 different answers. And I realized, okay, this AI is terrible at math. Maybe I should use this in a more directional type of idea than taking it as solid fact of, the way that I would trust if I called somebody that I knew that math, knew that idea. So it was true then that expertise was important, and it's true now. And so that's kind of been my approach over the years, is find unique voices, a unique way to approach content, and then you got to make connections. Moving from homes.com to Raven Tools happened because I was on Twitter, and I used the handle Foot and Mouth at the time, and John Henshaw thought it was hilarious that I was out there with my foot and mouth in public, and he just posted up. I asked for a free T-shirt because Raven Tools was all about free T-shirts, and I got a free T-shirt and said, well, I've got an SEO position. He posted it up. I said, I think I could do that, and totally changed my life. But it was the connection between me and him, and there's been so many times on so many projects where there's like a piece of expertise or knowledge or problem that I've come across, and I reached out. A lot of my writing over the years in SEO has really been almost SEO journalism, and like, okay, I've got this core problem. What do you think? Send DMs to the 35 people that I know and have interacted with, and actually get a fantastic conversation going.
You've been listening to the Unscripted SEO Interview Podcast with me, Mark A. Preston. Join us next time as I interview more top SEO professionals.